That's going, isn't it? Right. I'm like an old man, aren't I?
Is that going?
Is that going on there?
Yeah.
I can't see.
Let me give me Tim Rude.
What a stupid clock. Have a lap time, George. You planning on running laps?
This is a race.
Blah 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 blah.
Allow yourself with the laps. Okay. Hello everybody. Welcome to the TacoChats. This is an Easter special. We're going to call it an Easter special.
That's
this
nothing
is
to do with Easter.
No relation.
George, what is this called?
This is called TacoChàt. Now, not as in S-H-A-T, like a kind of poo, but it's actually cat in French. And it's a little
like
accent.
we're chatting, so it's sort of like
It's inventive.
I see.
Very inventive. But today we all look
Why
very
don't I just
pale.
say TacoChàt? I mean,
Because
that would have eliminated
chat
a lot of confusion.
chat means cat, and we're taco
But-
cat, so it's
but-
taco chat, which is taco
but I
cats,
mean,
and also
this-
means chat.
You could just say chat, and that would be fine because they know it's TacoChats because they click
No,
on the
because
video.
most people don't know
Guys,
French.
can we? Let's not worry.
Exactly.
About that. I was about to do the intro, and I'm still going to do the intro.
Sorry, George, but I've got to address these pretty significant issues. There's some pretty large flaws in your plan.
have
Do you know a
this
flaw in our
by-
plan? You being here.
Yeah, well.
Right. Anyway.
Anyway, what this is basically, we're going to talk about two different things in 15-minute segments. This is probably, we're already 10 minutes in probably,
Yeah.
like a usual TacoChat video,
That
but
sounds about right.
what we're going to be doing in this first bit is talking about our previous past, literally out the window.
Outside.
Where
We
we've got this
didn't have a
camera.
house.
Believe
we
it or
lived
not,
on the streets.
Once upon a time, we were outside.
Yeah.
It's a dark time in our
Before we
past.
found video
It's
games.
good. But first of all, we're going to talk about that, and all of us have our own story to share. And then the second part, we're going to talk about how we got into YouTube and what pretty much made us do what we're doing right now to you. So, first up, Dan's got a little story about the snowy times in good old England.
So, in England, it doesn't snow much, does it, guys?
No.
I mean, we don't get
Not
it,
anymore,
very
no.
rarely. And one year, about, how many years ago is this? 2 years ago?
No, a
3
lot
years
longer
ago?
than that.
Longer than that, yeah.
We were in primary school.
Really?
No,
Well,
No, it wasn't that bad.
Wasn't it?
we were in secondary.
I must have been like year 7.
No, because I was in secondary school.
Probably year 8.
What are you doing with
Scrub.
your arm as well? You look
They
like
can't
you're
just-
stealing
He's
something on
sticking
the
his fucking arm in
They
his
can't see
arm.
it, it's fine.
Okay.
Right. Doesn't matter how long ago it was. It was some time ago. We can't really remember, obviously.
Galaxy.
And for once, it snowed, and it snowed a lot.
It was really deep. It was ridiculous.
Very deep.
Because I remember
We were off school, wasn't we? That was
It
cool.
was that
one of
was-
the things I also
yeah.
remember that has nothing to do with this actual story, but building a wall outside our house around the front.
Oh,
the front.
Actually, no, I
yeah.
think that is relevant. I actually think that is relevant.
Oh
to
yeah,
what
it
we're
is
doing.
sort of relevant.
Because
But
yeah.
in our street, there are a few other kids, and we would have snowball fights. Lots
Mhm.
of snowball fights with kids from
Yeah.
our street, from the streets near around us, and they were pretty bad times. And
Pretty banned.
up the road, there's a kid. He's younger than us. I think he's about
I
2
think-
years younger than me.
Yeah, I think he's probably in year 8 or year 9 now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's about right.
And his dad was in the police. It's already starting off great.
It's starting.
And he was in the riot patrol, sort of. What
Oh, he had a riot shield, didn't he?
had a riot
I
shield.
think it's just standard police stuff.
You can sort of guess from what George just said there what sort of happened. We stole the riot shield.
No,
from-
we didn't steal
No,
it.
we didn't.
He gave us the riot.
He came out
The
of a
son
riot
of the
shield.
police officer gave us the police officer's riot
Yeah.
shield.
Yeah, we had a riot shield which we would use to block snowballs.
Yeah,
I think we used it as a sledge at some point.
yeah. It was all very, very
It was like-
family
It's a
friendly.
bit of a hybrid shield, and
Multi-purpose, like compass.
And
then Joe had it,
I had it.
and he like literally.
Actually, no. Let Joe explain what
Go
he
on,
done.
Joe.
Sure. Okay. So
Oh, damn.
may or may not have had a slight incident into which I may or may not have charged at the son of a police officer with the police officer's riot shield and knocked him to the floor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's okay because we gave him some biscuits and he didn't tell.
That's what we've done a lot.
We bribed the police, basically.
I mean, I remember a lot of the
yeah.
times when we went out on the snow, we used to take it quite seriously. We had, at one point, I think it might have been that year, we had walkie-talkies.
Oh, yeah.
We went MLG, we basically sneaked around the
We
place.
hid in bushes and put snow over us so we wouldn't be seen.
Yeah.
We were really odd, really weird children. But
yeah.
it was
I mean,
good fun.
I remember distinctly being very wet for a lot of that winter.
Very cold and ill. But no, the day that we were out in the snow,
Pretty
it
sure I
was so
died a
fun.
couple of times, to be honest.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was really good because we used to go out there, make kids cry.
Oh,
on
yeah.
A lot
purpose,
of
and
rocks
then we
and
bribed them.
snowballs and stuff like that.
Yeah, we bribed, but it was so
Yellow
fun
snowballs
because
flying
everyone
through the
used to
sky.
get involved, didn't they? Like adults came out, it was crazy, and it was a great time, really good time, and that was all part of the base. Now the base was something that we created. Like, I mean, when I first moved here, you were already here. I think you've been here all your life.
Yeah, we've been here.
So I moved from another house on this estate where he lived, and I came here. I remember the first time I met you guys was when it was kind of like a summer picnic.
Yeah,
And it was
because
organised by
I was just say
somebody.
outside our house, literally through that window.
Could I show them? Should I show them?
Yes,
Show them it!
Show them it, George!
Give them a good looking.
We can like. So right, out there, you can see that's
the ground.
That was where we had our good times out there, and you can see those trees.
That's the base.
Right there, George is pointing where he was thinking. Those trees there was our base, and we would have lots of adventures there. You can explain some more, George.
Yeah, well, I'm going to put the camera back now. This will be cut because you don't want this ugly,
You ugly mug.
ugly shut going on.
Keep nudging, you're not gonna fan. Keep turning around.
I'm not.
You're not. Okay, like that.
Joe, you know.
I know this shit, George.
understand.
I am very intelligent here.
It's quite snug. Anyway, yeah, so that was the base out there, as you can see, and basically when we first met, we were on the green, it was a lovely summer, Dan was whizzing around on his trike.
I had a trike, and that was
Really young.
Like it had one of those.
it's
It had one of
good.
those horns on it where it wasn't like a bit. It was like a
like
horn,
a
squeeze
proper
horn.
horn.
Squeeze horn. It was one of those ones.
It's
It was
a cool
fucking
one.
great.
Uh,
What year were we in?
Oh, that was
I was
that
year.
was
That was
going
about
back.
year
You must have been year.
3, 4.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
that's about right. Yeah.
It was a long time ago. But yeah, we basically, it was just kind of clicked, didn't it really? I came up, knocked on the door, like, oh, go outside. And when we initiated the base out there, like, I'm sure when you were kids, or if you're still a kid, you probably have a base.
If you don't have a base, you didn't live your.
Yeah.
I had 2 bases. This was one of my bases, and I had another base.
That's by Alex Barnes.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
that one. That was great.
That was a cool one.
Lovely.
But yeah, we basically controlled our street.
The turf was ours.
We were
The
the.
turf.
We were like.
I mean,
we were like the
you
Mafia.
wouldn't look at us, but I mean, we owned an entire street. I'm pretty sure.
It was
Is that
great.
right? Yeah.
Obviously, that's how the. we were
Garbage
we
men
were
ran in
like,
fear.
we were like the Mafia, weren't we?
Yeah.
We were
And in the
gangsters.
summer, like, we used to construct like the base because the main selling point was the base, that there was nothing could be destroyed in it.
No, because it was natural. It
Because
was
it was
trees.
just trees, and usually a lot of bases you see actually have stuff put into it, and we didn't like that. We were a different group. We revolutionised the new era base,
Yeah.
and the fact with this one is that in the summer we used to put like a long like bed sheet or curtain over the top, make it
We'd
like a
pin
little
it up.
canopy.
And we'd do that.
Our lightsabers in there.
Yeah, we were big on lightsabers.
We loved Star Wars then. It was so
Did we?
good. And basically we used to go in there, muck around, and Joe, I remember Joe, like towards the latter years of the base,
yeah.
you made up a currency. of
Oh,
stones,
yeah.
so little pebbles and stones that you used to gather. And you were like, this can be used as a currency to trade on other bases, and we were like, yeah, that'll work.
Yeah.
We never actually.
We just need to like
found
find
it.
other bases now.
But we had some.
Still looking. Still looking
Yeah.
to this day.
Still,
Still
just
got
every now and then,
currency.
just pop out. No, nowhere. I
And
mean,
we had
the small
bits.
children do get somewhat worried. And not as much as the parents of the small children though. When I'm going around
Offering stones
offering
for
them money.
the trade.
Yeah, just so I can have a look at their base. I mean, it does sound a bit off.
Bit odd, very odd.
Oh, dear.
And we used to have a little armoury and a little bush down there. We had all sorts of sticks. I mean, I think Joe had like big staffs. I had
Yeah.
like small swords. Dan had dual wielded weapons and stuff. We were generally quite dominant. We used to have kind of miniature wars with other bases. Nothing was really resolved. But
No.
we were quite a powerful force in the day.
People
We
didn't
used
come
to
near us.
literally, when we got home from school, we went outside on the green, planning out stuff, new ways we could make our base, how we could expand our conglomerate, our empire
of one tree.
We did control a lot of other trees as well.
Nice trees.
We had a lot of control over trees.
And bushes around the local area. So, all in all, we were quite the powerhouse on Cotswold. I shouldn't say. Maybe.
Fucking bleep that shit.
Sorry, guys. Sorry. But yeah, we had.
If they find out where our base is located, then we'll have enemy bases going to hunt us down and assassinate us.
It was cool times, and I think a lot of the role playing that we done out there is actually transcended like into the games we play now. Like with GTA,
We roleplay everything we do.
with GTA,
He's had GTA for about 3 days.
and we've already
We covered backstories and everything.
Yeah.
He's not as much into it.
Well,
He is. He's still planning. He's still planning your backstory.
Still, like,
You're not
working out.
You're not as good as
I'm
we.
like an
'cause,
old
like,
man with a suit. That's
Retired.
as far as I've got.
And you look like E.T.
Retired.
and that guy from Indiana Jones.
Yes.
Like got that one guy.
That
But
one
anyway,
guy.
that's going to be coming out sometime next week probably. So make sure you subscribe for that. That's going to be good fun.
We're going to be doing just random missions, free roaming, heists. With us three and someone else, we'll find someone.
just some guy probably off the street.
Yeah.
There, that was a nice little segue, wasn't it? A little plug.
Good
Probably
job. I'm very pleased.
I'm learning the tricks of the trade. And races, we used to do races out there. Now there were some horrible incidents. Oh, I remember one time.
Races.
We used to do
Don't
races
you remember
on
when
that.
you went you were on a scooter and you were going down the hill and you were doing the thing where you
Oh
sit
my God,
stand,
that was horrible.
and you came off. That was fun.
Oh.
You got
Yeah.
you got your lip caught in the little buttons you press in for the handles to come off, and your lip like split open, and you turn around and you're like, ah! And I was like, oh my God!
Shit! Call the ambulance!
And you like ran inside, and we were like, oh.
Because it wasn't like a normal split. It was literally like his entire.
It was
lip
horrible.
It was like.
It
was pretty much like the first stage
It
of
was
like,
like the Red
turning
Sea-
yourself
Red Sea
into an
split.
elite from Halo.
Yeah.
Just splitting the jaw across the bone.
Oh, it was so disgusting. But you know, that happened to Joe. There was a few ones where I remember. You know, there was a girl that used to come down. There was a drain, and she was on a scooter, and the front wheel got caught, and she flipped straight over. And I was like, oh my God! It was so brutal. The races we done.
Yeah.
You know that made it great. That made like the whole place great.
pebbles on it and like you're
It was
going
so
off.
fun. But I think Joe has got the ultimate story.
No. I think we still got like lightsabers and those sort of injuries.
Lightsaber ones where you
Yeah, like-
doing like a duel and you hit that handle and
It
caught
would
your finger.
just tap your finger because it's like the impact. It would
It's-
it's like you're being shot in the hand. It was
Like being shot.
the most painful.
That is the
thing
most
ever.
painful thing. That still makes you scared because we used to play in the cold quite a bit, didn't we?
Yeah.
Because Britain is generally quite cold. Getting
And yet still a very little
a
snow.
swipe across the hand.
That would just end your day.
That would ruin your day. That would really ruin your day. But Joe has got the ultimate story, and if you've made it this far,
You're in for a treat.
you're in for a good treat.
So, towards the end of the whole base era, I came up with the most devious plan of all plans. The ultimate prank on George.
What?
Yeah. What? What do you mean, what?
Okay, I don't know the story then.
No, you don't. For those of you who are big on cartoons or anything, especially when you're a bit younger, you may know the Avatar series of cartoons. It was this whole idea that there was the people that can control the elements. And so I took that idea and basically tried to convince George that he was capable of manipulating the air. Now, this took the time of about a couple of months of just continually doing this over and over again. Basically, whenever the wind blew, I convinced George that he was doing it through airy fairy hand movements and all that.
Oh.
And whenever the wind didn't blow, he did a hand movement in my general direction. I just threw myself back as though I had been blown back by the air. And so this just went on, and George just became convinced that he was capable of doing this.
Yeah, I mean, I was well and truly pranked because at the time I was fairly gullible, and I'm not as bad, but I still.
You've learned.
I've learned from that experience not to take everything with a pinch of salt. And I used to come out, knock on the door. Oh, is Joe there? Yeah, he'll be out in the garage. And, I used to go around and was like, hey Joe. And I was like, oh, look what I can do now. And I went like that. And Joe was like, whoa! And I was like, yeah, I can do it. Yeah. And I actually went home. I actually went home in my bedroom. I was doing this in my bedroom. And looking back on it now, I was such an idiot for believing you, but I genuinely thought I was the last airbender on the planet. But I actually found out that I was just a bender. And the fact that you done that to me was awful. I was so...
Are you going to ever get him back, George?
So
because you used to come up with a story that... Because you've got like a kind of different pigment colour in
a
your
bit of
eye.
heterochromia, and so I convinced him that was because I'd once met this firebender who had burnt my eye. In London,
down
yes.
a back alley, and I was like, "Oh my god, Joe, you serious?" And he's like, "Yeah."
Yeah, deadly serious.
And because he's got this fucking like brown bit.
Yeah.
And
Is it both ways or just one?
Just one, heterochromia.
And that was actually where he got fire in the eyes.
Yeah.
Ah, yes.
And
It was only in the eye. I didn't get any scarring or anything.
Just to say,
around
I
it.
was
In
not
the
playing
eye.
to this at all.
No, Dan
Dan was like, what the fuck is he going on about?
Yeah, I bet you used to look out this window and think, "What the hell?"
I avoided you guys on YouTube because I just went, "This is so stupid. Why are you even bothering with it?"
And basically, Joe used to really convince me. And there was a little like mark on the wall in the old office, I would call it. There was a little black mark on the wall, and Joe used to say, "Oh, that was where I, released a bit of my power onto the wall there." And it was just a little black mark, and I was like, "Oh my god, Joe's being dead serious here. I'm believing it." And obviously, as you're older, you tend to believe people that are older than you. So, I mean, myself, I thought I was an airbender, and I still do think I am. Yeah, airbender today. So that brings us to an end of our first part of our TacoChàt. The TacoChàt.
TacoChàt.
And this is, I hope you kind of learn a little about our friendship that happened many, many, many years ago on the green.
The origin stories.
The origins.
Of TacoCats.
Yeah.
Oh, TacoChàt.
In the form of a TacoChàt. So, thank you very much for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed it, and subscribe for the next part, which will be coming out sometime.
It'll be 2015.
2015. That's good. That's nice.
That's
and
a good
broad.
shout.
That's
a
nice
good.
and broad.
There were nothing specific.
No
Now
promises.
you just got to make sure it's in 2015.
And
You've got about 9 months. You think you can do it?
Yeah, I think I can do it. So subscribe for the next episode. It's going to be good. We're going to be talking about YouTube and how we got into YouTube, and that's going to be a good one. So we'll see you next time.
Bye.
That was good.
That was good.
That was swag. I think we look incredibly pale in this.